Let's see it. Yes. Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is episode 6 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So we're finally here. It's the finale. I don't want it to end. I'm just really excited to see where they go with this. So we've got everyone's kind of heading into New York City. John Walker's gonna show up with his new homemade shield. He might be working for Madame Hydra now, and I imagine we might get like some sort of tease towards the Thunderbolts at the end here. Karli's there, obviously. She's holding this GRC summit hostage. We'll have to see where that goes. And then Sam and Bucky are gonna have to team up to intervene. Sam's got his new suit made from vibranium. He's got the shield. This is going to be like his debut as Captain America. This is going to be great. This show has just been knocking it out the park again and again, and I don't want it to end. So before we get into this, make sure to check out the Patreon. Over there you'll find full length and early access, and access to polls for upcoming shows, because we need a show to replace this now, or I might do some more movies so I have more time for movies. Consider following my TikTok. I do TikToks about TV shows and movies. I did one about Falcon and the Winter Soldier that's blowing up recently. So go check that out. It's in my link tree, and you know, everything's in the description. Okay, so let's just get into the episode. I'm not really sure what their plan is here. Just chaos?
Fine.
Or they're getting the attention of the world stage, if they didn't already have it.
Everyone is urged.
This doesn't feel like a TV show, you know? There's some elements that do, but like the cinematography and the budget, it feels very big budget. It feels like the finale for a movie. Oh, here he is.
It's me.
Oh, okay. But she's working with Karli, so
Unfortunately.
Hey, Sam. I thought I'd get the band back together.
what is Sharon up to? Or is she paying Batroc to betray Karli at some point? These are the tools that Batroc was giving them. Oh, that's corralling them all into one area as well now. Let's see it.
I'm sorry, wait, who are you?
Captain America.
Captain America was on the moon.
Now he's moving towards the building.
I'm not exactly sure how I feel about the suit. It's a lot of white. It doesn't seem very form-fitting. I thought it'd be like nanotech.
A lot of money. I wonder how much I can get for your new bird costume.
Maybe a baguette, a few french fries.
I'm fighting for something bigger than myself.
Hmm.
With all the bodies you've collected, have you ever been able to say the same?
You don't think I ever fought for something bigger than myself?
Yeah, come on.
That's all I ever tried to do. And I failed twice. You think your cause justifies all this death, but in the end the nightmares won't go away. Don't go down this path.
Well, thank you.
I'm glad you took my call. You've been a big help.
Yeah, just stalling time. There were some rumors that because it's New York that Spider-Man's gonna show up, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, she just straight up killed him. Wow.
The chopper's about to take off.
Bucky!
I don't fly, man. That's your thing.
Yeah. Does Batroc have any type of enhancement, or is he just a regular guy? Sam would be flying a bit more. Is he gonna do the kick up? Yes. I want to see the suit without all this red lighting. That was cool. It looks good with it between the wings. It's just like episode 1. I mean, this suit looks cool from the back with the wings.
We're supposed to use them to negotiate.
To stop that vote. It doesn't even matter if we die. The movement is strong enough to continue without us.
They're losing faith in her.
One world. One world.
One people.
One people.
See, like, vibranium wings, he can do like a whole shield. That's so cool. I was wondering what he was gonna do. I do wonder if the Dora Milaje will show up as well, or if, you know, once they've got Zemo, they're just out of the picture. Bucky needs help. He can't handle, you know, all these people at once, and they're locked. Yeah, the guy put the spider thing on it. Okay, his custom shield doesn't look that bad. You can still fight without the shield. Just rip the doors off.
Go! Thank you for saving us.
Yeah, good positive action. John's just getting beat down here. Well, this definitely looks like an arena for a good fight. Come flying out the water.
Boy, you just earned this ass whooping.
Oh, he's got a little eject button. Sam's moves with the shield are so good. All of the action is so well done and thought out. See, they killed his friend, but he killed their friend, and it's all just a cycle of hatred. Is Karli gonna let them out? See, John's motivation doesn't even seem like he's trying to help the hostages. He's just there for revenge because of what he said to Lamar's parents. See, this could be a moment of redemption for him. Yeah. And it's just like Steve with the helicopter, like holding the helicopter. If he does that, that would be so great. See, that's what it really means to be Captain America. Yes. Oh. And it didn't even work. Or Sam. Okay. America.
I'm trying something different. Maybe you should do the same.
I don't like the face mask. I think that's what it is. If it was just the goggles, sure. What is Sharon's play here? Because if she's the power broker, she wants Karli gone. So why would she help her?
We're under the tunnel, William, heading south.
See, they're actually working together with John now.
Drop your weapon, Karli. You know, when you came to Madripoor, you reminded me of a young me. And you betrayed me. Come back and work for me again. All of you, we can make a difference together.
Without our super soldiers, how much power does a power broker really have?
Yeah, so is her.
Tu vas devoir me payer 4 fois ce que tu me devais. 4 times. Or...
Sharon is just gonna kill Batroc. Yeah. Oh. Is Sam gonna find out about it?
Please, let me help you. I'm not gonna fight you!
Stay down!
No.
I could do this all day. So we're getting a John Walker redemption this soon, but he's still talked to Madam Hydra. Is he still going to be part of the Thunderbolts if that's what they're setting up?
Great man, great quote.
Not when you say it.
I think Sharon's going to kill Karli. Yeah. What's the relationship between Sam and Sharon going to be like now? Ooh. It's like an angel bringing her down. Does the world think he killed her though?
You did your part in dealing with those terrorists, now we'll do ours.
Have to stop calling them terrorists. What else would you call them?
Your peacekeeping troops carrying weapons are forcing millions of people into settlements around the world, right?
We finally have a common struggle now. Think about that. For once, all the people who've been begging, and I mean literally begging for you, to feel how hard any given day is, now you know. How did it feel to be helpless? This isn't about easy decisions, Senator.
You just don't understand.
I'm a black man carrying the stars and stripes. What don't I understand? I know there are millions of people out there who are going to hate me for it. The stares, the judgment. And there's nothing I can do to change it. No blonde hair or blue eyes. The only power I have is that I believe we can do better. Who's in the room with you when you're making those decisions? Is it the people you're going to impact? Or is it just more people like you?
Yes.
And no one has stopped for 1 second to ask why. You've got to do better, Senator. You've got to step up. Look, you people have just as much power as an insane god or a misguided teenager.
And that's all being broadcast. What a great way for him to be introduced to the world.
Nice job, Cap.
Thanks.
And what's going to happen with John now? Because he showed up again in his uniform.
Transporting them to the right.
Oh, same as Zemo. Oh shit. Oh, that was Zemo's assistant. He still has power even while locked up. Is he in his U.S. agent outfit?
What?
Getting changed.
Walker! My God!
Does he have a new shield as well? Yes, the black.
Now this is more like it.
But he thinks he's doing good. I don't know.
But black.
It's like they're trying to do a redemption for him, but he's unintentionally working for the wrong people now. Oh, Mr. Nakamura making amends.
I have to tell you something about your son. And that was me. Why? I didn't have a choice.
Is that all of his amends done, or is it? Yeah. Oh, the music here is great. We just have to see what's happening with the grandson because he becomes Patriot. Yeah, Eli, right?
He ain't a Falcon anymore, but he's still black.
If they do a sequel to the show, they can't call it Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It'd be Captain America and the Winter Soldier.
I ain't gonna lie. You're special. You ain't no Malcolm or Martin. Mandela, but
No argument there.
He approves. Is he gonna offer Eli to be his sidekick or something? Oh, he's told the story. And this is like an exhibit for him. They don't even know he's still alive.
Now they'll never forget what you did.
Sarah with the boat, having like a cookout. Yeah. Yeah. Captain America and the Winter Soldier. Amazing. See if there's a end credit.
We begin to repay some of the debt that is owed to you.
Okay.
Thank you, Senator.
But she still has international power.
And we'd like to offer you a full pardon. Welcome home, Agent Carter.
But she's really... Is she gonna be the one heading up the Thunderbolts? Like, organizing it?
Super soldiers might be off the menu, but we're about to have full access.
Yeah.
Secrets, prototype weapons, you name it. Should be something for everyone.
Okay, so there we go. Falcon and the Winter Soldier's done. First show we've finished on the channel. And wow, I'm really glad I could share this experience, even if my views aren't that high. It's just great. This episode, you know, it wasn't spectacular. It wasn't as good as some of the other ones, but I mean, it's what it needed to end off the show. It was kind of more light-hearted, which was really good because, you know, in a show that's so full of darkness, it just makes the lighter moments so much more brighter. I love that scene right at the end. There wasn't a lot of it, of just Sarah and Sam and Bucky. They're having like a barbecue or a cookout, and seeing Sam playing with the kids and bringing the cake. It was just so nice. I loved it. Now that the show's over, maybe it's just recency bias, but I feel like this is one of the top tier Marvel projects for me. If I did a tier list, in my S tier, it would be Civil War, Infinity War, and this. It might shift down a bit as things go on, but like, they're the top of the top for me for Marvel. So let's talk Sam, finally on the world stage as Captain America, and what a great way to introduce yourself to the world. I'm still not too sure on the suit. I don't know. I don't like the headpiece for it. I feel like there's too much white. If it was like just the goggles, I think I'd be fine with it. But so far, I think I just have to get used to it. I was expecting, because it was from Wakanda, for it to be nanotech, or like it looked like a backpack or something. So it's just like the backpack with his wings, and he taps it and the suit grows onto him. But it's more of like a normal suit, and that might just be like a budget thing because it's just a TV show, even though it's a high budget TV show. Is this like the highest budget TV show ever made? Especially per episode, because there's only 6. It might be. So, you know, Sam shows up and is your classic superhero. He's saving people, he's taking down the villains. And then there's that great speech he gives to the senators. It's such a great message about, you know, it's the people in charge who we have to hold accountable, because there's so many things with like global warming as well. There's so many things you could apply to that. There's only so much we as individuals can do if we're not in positions of power. We need to hold the people in positions of power accountable. Yesterday was World Earth Day, and a lot of companies, you know, they do things to seem like they're helping, but they're not really. You know, it's all about the bottom line for them. And, you know, there's this great moment where he was saying to the senator, it was like, now you know how we feel when the people were displaced by the blip. Now you've been in my shoes and you're still not going to do things to help. Like, come on. And just, you know, seeing all these tricks that he can do now with his wings and the shield, you know, he kind of could cover his whole body around with the wings because they must be vibranium, you know, it's Wakanda, right? So it was like, you know, Cap had to hide in right behind the tiny little bit of shield, but Sam doesn't have to worry because his wings can cover him completely. You know, that trick, it's like some tricks where he was spinning and throwing it at the same time. Just how creative it was really cool to see. And then we saw at the end when he meets up with Isaiah, kind of Isaiah now approves of him. You know, he's very stuck in his way, distrusting of the government. But Sam is kind of showing how action can change and how he can help change the world to be a better place. And then there was that great scene where him and Eli, they go to the museum and they have a stand there. They have a display for Isaiah telling his story, finally having it out there. It was great. And I just really hope that people watch this show and it doesn't all just go over their heads, you know? Because there's so much good in here. And I hope people don't just dismiss it like, oh, this doesn't really happen. I know there will be some people who just don't get it, but it's so good. You know, there will be people who watch this and are still against reparations, or they're still denying systematic racism. You know, it's kind of frustrating to know that there's going to be those people, but hopefully seeing the show, it can spread this message and help to enlighten people and change some people's minds. I feel like this show has a real potential for good. If you're watching this and you love the show, recommend it to people as well if you know they haven't seen it. It can kind of spread. Okay, so now Bucky. Bucky didn't have too much happen kind of at the start of the action. He was off fighting some of the Flag Smashers, but then he was kind of letting Sam have the spotlight. He didn't want to take away from that moment. But then we saw at the end, he goes and makes amends with Mr. Nakamura. I wasn't sure if they were actually going to show that scene, but they did. I kind of wish we had a bit longer with that, just to see how he reacted and see a bit more of the conversation there. But leaving it open-ended is also a good way to do it. At the end, when he walked past the shop, I thought he was going to go in, or the girl would come out to talk to him again, but that didn't happen. But it doesn't seem like she holds any bad blood for him ditching her on their date. Let's talk John Walker. So he shows up again after Karli because of what he said to her, because of what he said to Lamar's parents. He wanted to go after Karli because he said that the person who killed Lamar was brought to justice, but it wasn't, because it was Karli. So he was after Karli, and you know, it's what you expect. His shield didn't look as tacky as I thought it would. It kind of just looked like the regular shield, but we saw it got beat up, and he ended up ditching it, which I quite like that. You know, he was so obsessed with the shield, but then it seems like there's sort of a redemption starting here, because he abandoned it now, and we saw him save the people. And this whole show with John, it's been showing how different he is from Steve, and he's not kind of worthy to be Captain America. And there's so many things that he thought was differentiating him from Steve, you know, having the super soldier serum, having the shield, but that wasn't it at all. It was the mindset. And now he went and helped those people, and that's so much closer to what Captain America actually stands for than what he was doing before. So it makes me wonder what's going to happen now, because he's working for Madam Hydra. So does he think that as U.S. agent he's now doing the right thing, but he's being misled? Or is this kind of the start of a redemption arc? Or is it like a redemption that's going to fall flat because he's going back to the old ways? But this has kind of planted the seed for there to be a redemption. You know, he's not all bad. And, you know, he's always been kind of sympathetic. You can always understand why he was doing what he was doing, and how he's kind of trying to make amends for what he had done in Afghanistan. And he's trying to make amends again. And now he's fully US agent in his black suit. So we'll see kind of what happens with that now. You know, there was a part of me wondering if he was going to make it out of this alive, and I'm glad he did, actually. Okay, so Karli, it seemed kind of towards the end there, teammates were losing faith in her because she was going to kill all those hostages. She was very the ends justify the means, but it kind of went too far. You know, before we saw her, she blew up that building and there were people working for the GRC, but really they were innocent people. You know, they're just hired by the GRC. And then she tried to kill the very people who had the power to make change. You know, if she had held them hostage and tried to convince them, that would have been a lot better. But if you do that, it just builds resentment for you, and they're even less likely to join your side. Which is why Sam's method of actually talking to them and listening worked so much better. We find out Sharon is the power broker, and she sent Batroc to kind of spy on Karli. It was kind of tragic, that last fight where Karli just wanted action. She was like begging Sam to fight back, but he just wasn't going to. Sharon ends up shooting her. I'm surprised Sam is so okay with that. Sharon has just kind of slid under the rug, under the radar, and Sam and Bucky don't know that she's the power broker now. The only one that does is Batroc, who's possibly dead because Sharon shot him. I thought that Sam was so for trying to redeem Karli, and then Sharon shoots Karli, and Sam's just kind of okay with it. You know, I thought he'd be mad at Sharon a bit. Or maybe, you know, things happen so quick and so close, he needs some time to recognize, like, wait, something's up here. Saw a bit more of Eli Bradley this episode as well, and I thought, you know, there might be something here with Sam offering him something to do with Patriot, but it doesn't seem like there's anything there yet. You know, they're introducing these characters from the Young Avengers, but they're doing it quite slowly. And then Zemo, you know, he's in prison, but he still can influence things. He still has power. He had his butler or his assistant, you know, the old man. He had him take out the last remaining flag smashers. And, you know, as soon as I said flag smashers are going to the raft, I thought, okay, this isn't good for them because they're going to be in the same place as Zemo, and he's so against people with super soldier serum. But then they were just taken out before they could even get to the raft. I thought maybe if they're in the raft, maybe one of them could survive and join the Thunderbolts, if that's a thing that they're going towards. So now the only people with super soldier serum who are still alive are John Walker and Bucky. And Bucky didn't choose to have the serum, so Zemo isn't as against him as he is against John Walker. You know, so there's the Thunderbolts, which are this team of kind of this villainous team in the comics, and they're kind of setting that up with Madame Hydra, and it's supposed to have Lieutenant Ross and U.S.agent in it, and some people want Zemo, but I don't see Zemo and U.S.agent working together, and then Zemo betrays him later. Because Zemo is so against the super soldiers, he couldn't work with him. I think if they did do the Thunderbolts and it was Zemo and Lieutenant Ross on one team, I could see kind of where their common ground is. Because Lieutenant Ross tried to control the Avengers a bit more through legislature and things, and that didn't work out. So now he's trying to control them in a more practical way. And then Zemo's against super soldiers, so there could be this whole kind of anti-hero rhetoric starting to build in the public. I'm not exactly sure that's the way they're going now, because it seems like the public have seen Captain America be redeemed as Sam Wilson now. And I absolutely loved that at the end card they said Captain America and the Winter Soldier instead of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That was so great. Sam's kind of become Captain America on his own terms. It's not he was allowed to by the government. He's taken the shield and he's embraced it fully himself. At the end we saw Sharon's acquitted. She's back in the United States. But that means she has access to all this new information and technology that will only just help her advance herself as the power broker. So it'd be great to see what her motives are actually. Because now we know that she's the power broker. We don't know what she's doing it for. Is she kind of getting revenge for how the world has left her behind? Or is she just trying to get power and money? You know, she's called the power broker. So power must be kind of what she's after. I don't know. But if she's got access to all of these government secrets, it just opens the door of what she can do as the power broker. I think just as a whole, this show has been really good. All of the dynamics between the characters have been really fun and interesting. Sam and Bucky always have great banter, and then kind of the more psychological side with Sam trying to reason with Karli all the time, seeing Karli's motives, and then obviously everything with John Walker and what the mantle means, what it means to be Captain America. It's all just so good. And then, you know, we had so many good set locations like Madripoor, and here in New York, it doesn't feel like a TV show. It feels like a 6-hour movie that's just been broken up into parts. What the show does so well, which I don't think people expected it to do, was tackling these themes of systematic racism, and they kind of do it head on sometimes as well. At the start, it seemed like they were mentioning it with how Sam was trying to get the loan and he couldn't, but then they just kind of dived into it with the whole Isaiah Bradley thing and what it means to be a black man with the shield. It's so great. Yeah, this whole show has just been amazing, and it's really great that I could share my experience with it with everyone, with all of you. So thank you for watching. Consider leaving a like or a comment. What do you think of the show, you know? And subscribe for more upcoming shows. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.